Gaza truce. According to reports, the Trump administration was caught off guard by the strikes, with Rubio stating that the U.S. president was not happy about the situation. Despite this, Netanyahu has emphasized that U.S.-Israeli relations have never been stronger. This comes as Arab and Islamic states have held a summit in Doha to show support for Qatar following the Israeli attack. A draft resolution will be considered by heads of state, condemning the attack as a destabilizing escalation. As the summit progresses, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has also urged Muslim countries to sever ties with Israel, hoping that the summit would conclude with measures against the country. Let's in fact listen in now to what the Iranian president had to say. All right, we will tell you what he said in just a bit, but ahead of the summit, Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani has affirmed that Israel's recent attack on Doha would not hinder Qatar, Egypt and the US from continuing mediation efforts to end the Gaza conflict. Let's in fact now listen in to what the Qatari PM had to say.
و یک سری اقدامات عملی بتونیم با همدیگه اگه وحدت داشته باشیم در رابطه با مسائل اقتصادی، فرهنگی، اجتماعی، ارتباطی میشه انجام داد. میشه کشورهای اسلامی ارتباطات خودشون رو با این رژیم جعلی در حقیقت قطع کنن و تا جایی که ممکن.
Rubio's visit comes just a week before a French-led summit at the United Nations aimed at recognizing, in fact, a Palestinian state, a proposal which has been strongly opposed by the Netanyahu government. Well, meanwhile, Israeli forces continue to destroy residential buildings in Gaza City, displacing thousands as an expected ground offensive, in fact, looms. Ali Mohammed Abu Shbak, independent Palestinian researcher, is joining us live from Cairo, Egypt. Thank you for being with us today, Ali, on NewsX World. Let me begin by asking you about these talks that Marco Rubio is going to be holding with Benjamin Netanyahu. How important is this in the context of course, that strike in Qatar and the way forward as well?
Thank you, Uday, for having me. Thanks to this visit, it came at a crucial time in the region, especially after, as you mentioned, that the Israeli bombardment in Qatar and after the Israeli preparation for conquer Gaza. So that this visit, it's giving the green light, in my opinion, for Benjamin Netanyahu to move forward his plan and to move forward about the annexation of West Bank. So the situation on the region, it's volatile, and this visit, it came yesterday at the time of Arab Summit with regard to Israelis bombardment in Qatar. So the significance of this visit, as I mentioned, it's giving the green light of Benjamin Netanyahu to move forward his plan and to go ahead as America is great and strengthen aligned with Israel. So also this is among of the international condemnation and the global condemnation of the Israelis bombardment, failure bombardment in Qatar and failure killing. So I guess also they mention and they discuss about the possibility of and the situation of the Israeli captive in Gaza in case what will happen. Especially most of the report warned Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government about the life and the safety of the Israelis captive in Gaza in case they are going to conquer Gaza City. So also among of the displacement, more than 1.5 million civilians from North Gaza to West Gaza to South Gaza. This is on one hand. On other hand, also they mentioned about peace in the region, which I guess there is no peace in region. According several of time, the Israeli minister, they mentioned on their social media, it will be a regional
absolutely. But as far as, of course, now the peace efforts and mediation efforts as well are concerned, do you believe that attack in Qatar is going to hamper those mediation efforts or not?
There is no doubt it will impact the mediation between Hamas and Israel, especially Qatar. Got deeply impacted, and the safe of Qatar is now under risk because of the Israeli bombardment. Also, I guess will impact the talk between Hamas and Israel, as a Qatar one of the significant mediator between both of them. One side, on other side, Egypt also they waged and they released a several of warning to Israel. If they are going to do this again, it will be a regional war in the area. So I guess this is I mean it's a very complex, and the situation. I mean it's volatile on the region. Maybe it's going to explode at any time. If Egypt now their treatment, their threatening, it will be honest, and they will be, I mean, fact. That will be much terrible. And Benjamin Netanyahu, by the way, he doesn't care about the captive in Gaza or hostages in Gaza. So the situation on the ground, it's not like what we are thinking, because the concording, the invading Gaza that will sacrifice the captive.
What is the situation on ground there, Ali, in Gaza now? What about that on-ground offensive? Has that made any progress? Are Israeli troops now closer to actually moving in physically into Gaza City, as Netanyahu wants done as soon as possible?
The thing is, Israel is still in the northern, I mean, the border of northern part of Gaza in the Sheikh Radwan neighborhood, and also Jabalia neighborhood. That's make it also that Israel focused on airstrike. Yesterday night, they are bombardment several of high-rise area, high-rise tower in Gaza. Most of the civilians, they try and attempt to move and displace from north to south. Situation is completely terrible there. Most of the civilians, they are I mean moving on their foot. So also also there is a famine in Gaza. There is a lack in medicine in hospital. Today that the health minister, they are releasing a statement about the lack of medicine, and the several of the injured people, they didn't take their treatment, probably treatment in the hospitals, and the most of the hospitals are flooded and filled with the injured civilians. I mean, it's several of things that are challenging the people in north. And now in south, there is no space for the people who's moving from from north to south. Also, there is no fuel to move the civilians. I mean, there is a little bit of cars working there, and also animal cart. They are serving the civilians on the ground. But on the ground, most of the civilians now, they are taking the street to sleep, shelterless.